Hello, I'm Rebecca and welcome to my September wrap-up. First, I just wanted to show you some bookmarks that I got recently. I got these from BOOKMARKS and I just thought I'd show them to you because I really love them and maybe you'd like them too. And I'm going to link them down below so you can find them. Then I also got this one from my bookmark and it says, "Happiness can be found even in the darkest of times if one only remembers to turn on the light." And this was really expensive, but I had a weak moment and ordered it, but I really like it. I've had a really busy month, but I managed to read 5 books anyway, and I'm really proud of that. So the first book I read was The Lindegården Twins by Anette Broberg Knudsen. This is a Danish children's book that my mom read to me and my siblings when we were younger, and I just wanted to reread it, so I did, and I really like it. So if you're Danish, please read it because it's so fun. It really is. After that, I read Divergent by Veronica Roth, and I know I'm one of those who's just very late to the bandwagon because this is the first time I've read Divergent, and I think that most of you know what it's about. So I'm not gonna go into it a whole lot other than it's about Triss. She has to pick which factions she wanna be in. I really thought that it was very exciting and I really wanted to see where Veronica Roth would take this. I hope that you can guess what I read after that, because I read Insurgent after that, also by Veronica Roth, and this is the follow-up to Divergent, and I also really enjoyed this. There were some things that I didn't particularly like. It was mainly For and Triss's arguments that I didn't like. I just found them really boring because I felt like they argued a whole lot when I feel like they could have just sat down and talked it through instead of arguing, because yeah, it just bothered me a whole lot that they argued that much. And to no one's surprise, I read Allegiant after that, the third and final book in the trilogy, and I really enjoyed this in some aspects, and then in other aspects I didn't really enjoy it. In the beginning I kind of found it confusing that now it shifted from For and Triss's perspective, but in some ways it was really nice as well to get For's perspective on things, and I really enjoyed the plot of this. I gave it 3 or 3.5 stars because there were still some things that bothered me, but overall it was still a good book. Veronica Roth took some major risks, and if you haven't been spoiled, applause to you, because I feel like everyone has been spoiled about this series before they started it. I'm not gonna spoil anything. I enjoyed it a whole lot more than I thought I was going to, because everyone has been saying that, well, not everyone, but a lot of people have been saying that they hate this book and it's just awful, and I didn't find it awful. I quite enjoyed it. And after that I read For, a Divergent collection. This is a collection of short stories, mainly before Divergent begins, and then it has a couple of scenes that we get in Divergent, but from For's perspective, and I really enjoyed this. I think I gave it 4 stars, and I just thought that it was very interesting to get more about For's past and just kind of get more into his mind and his way of thinking, and I really enjoyed it. So those were the 4 books I read this month. I also started a new book and I read about half of it, and it's Escape from Witchwood Hollow, and I don't remember who wrote it, but yeah, I really enjoy it so far, and it's a witch book and it's very different from what I would have expected from a witch book, but yeah, I really enjoy it so far, and I really hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye bye.